Scholars are obsessed with their knowledge, rich people are contaminated with their pride, and other people are immersed in the ignorance. Hence the best sayings of the wise remain in their minds and cannot be understood. The characters that are seen in the world are not beneficial. The fruits of virtuous deeds, which lead to heaven, also appear to me as a form of fear. Even the things accumulated over a long period of time through great virtues ultimately prove to be a form of sorrow. O thirst, O my lust, now leave me alone. Look, after falling into your trap, I dug the earth in search of wealth, with the desire of attaining alchemy. I burnt many metals of the mountains, with the desire of gems I crossed the ocean, and with the aim of controlling my destiny. I spent many nights in the crematorium with all my might. I could not get even a single penny. Even though I have traveled to many countries and strange forts, I have not got any results. Leaving aside the pride of one's caste and clan, the service done to others also went in vain, without worrying about one's own honor. One ate food like a cock in someone else's house, yet, O thirst of the evil form, engrossed in sinful acts, you could not be satisfied. While worshipping the wicked, I tolerated their harsh words. Holding back my tears, I kept laughing with an empty mind and kept standing with folded hands in front of them. Now, what other dance do you want me to dance with? We did not enjoy the objects, rather the objects themselves enjoyed us. Time did not pass by us, but we ourselves passed by. The thirst did not fade away, but we ourselves did. We endured, but with forgiveness, gave up the comforts of home, but with dissatisfaction, endured the harsh hardships of cold, heat and wind, but did not endure the hardships of penance, and whatever meditation we did was also about wealth and not of the Lord's feet. In this way, I did the deeds done by the sages, but I did not get the results like the deeds of the sages. The face is filled with wrinkles, the hair on the head has turned white, the body has become lax. Yet instead of decreasing, the thirst, the desire, is getting younger, is getting increasing. When one day, one has to give up the things which one has enjoyed for a long time, then it is right to give them up one's own self. Because there is more pain when one is abandoned by subjects, whereas leaving it voluntarily brings immense happiness. Cravings can be calmed when peace arises from the origin of wisdom, whereas by clinging to it, it keeps increasing. Even God is not able to stop the desires that occur in old age. Rather he himself becomes an object of desire. How the poets have exaggerated the condemnable form of women by likening the breasts in the form of flesh glands to golden vases, the mouth as a vessel of salt and spit as the moon, and the thighs drenched in flowing urine as the trunk of an elephant. Ignorant of the greatness of fire, the kite burns itself in the flame of the lamp, and the fish, not knowing the snare, rushes to eat the meat attached to the flute. In this way, despite knowing that our desires are a complex web of troubles, we do not want to leave them. Oh, how profound is the glory of attachment! When we have enough fruits for food, tasty water for drinking, land for sleeping and bark of trees for wearing, then why should we bear the insult of wicked people with false senses by drinking honey in the form of money? Hundreds of kings considered it as their own and left the world, but it was not enjoyed by anyone. Is it right to be proud of having such an earth? It is a matter of surprise to consider oneself the master of the earth after attaining even a small part of it, because where there should be regret, foolish people consider it to be happiness. This earth is a small clay mass surrounded by waterline, over some parts of which many kings rule by fighting and establishing ownership. Shame on the wealth-seeking lowly people who hope to get donations by calling such small and poor kings as donors. A long time has passed since the parents who gave birth to us are gone, and the names of our classmates also remain. Unlike the tree growing in the sand on the river bank, We are getting closer to death day by day. In every house where there were many, only one remained, and thus the time, who threw to dice in the form of day and night, plays the game of the world with the dice in the form of life. We don't know what to do in this transitory life. Residents on the banks of the river, while engaged in penance, or listen to the scriptures, or listen to the prayer of God. Will those be my good days, when I will be engrossed in deep penance, while meditating on the Absolute? And then the old deer will also rub it against my body, without any hesitation to remove the itching from his body. When will I be successful in remaining unsettled by the pleasures of life? When will I be successful in making my eyes full of tears, by chanting prayer of God? O King, we are satisfied with the basic clothes, made of tree bark, and you are satisfied with the best clothes. In this way, there is no special difference between us, since there is no difference in our satisfaction. But the person whose thirst is huge becomes poor, because if the mind is dissatisfied, then who is rich and who is poor? The pleasures of the world are as unstable as the fickle lightning. Age is also as fleeting as the rain clouds disintegrated by the wind. The longing for youth is also not stable. Therefore, O human, try to achieve the Absolute through concentration, achieve through patience. O human, remove your mind from the company of women with fleeting pleasures, which last for a very short time, and mingle with the brides of wisdom of compassion. Hey mind, because of your fickleness, you sometimes go to the underworld, sometimes violate the sky, and sometimes wander in all directions. But even by mistake you never think about the Absolute in the form of a pure soul, through whom all sorrows can be relieved. Therefore, think about the Absolute as the eternal, immortal, supreme light. What is the benefit of thinking other than that? What is the purpose of going into great detail about scriptures, holy books? Apart from attaining the status of the Absolute, all other activities are forms of business. Age is as fickle as the waves of water. Beauty of youth is limited to a few days. Wealth is as fickle as resolution and imagination. Lust is as fickle as the lightning of the rainy season. Therefore, to cross the ocean of fear, it is better to be attached to the Absolute. In the youth, due to lack of discretion, due to in the form of lust, the entire world seemed feminine. But now with the power of discretion, in the form of wisdom, to remove that darkness, our vision sees this world in the form of the Absolute. With knowledge, the honor and dignity of good people gets destroyed, and the honor and dignity of wicked people increases. Just as solitude is a means to the liberation of a sage, similarly, it is also a reason for the increase in the lust of lustful people. Those persons who are living satisfied in each and every condition they are in, those persons who look at their friends and non-friends with equal respect, practice their mind in the Absolute in a secluded place, and are freed from all the vices, like the mind and attachment, live happily. Hey humans, why do you wander here, despite knowing that there are many types of pleasures in this world, that give you fleeting pleasures? Efforts for such momentary enjoyment are futile and illusionary. By breaking hundreds of loops of hope and having a clean mind, focus your mind on the Absolute, the destroyer of lust and all sexual desires. The full lifespan of human beings is 100 years, major of which was spent in sleeping at night, a fourth was spent in childhood and old age, and the remaining fourth was spent in illness, separation, sorrow and serving the rich. Then now like the waves of water, where can living beings attain happiness in this extremely fickle life? When there are sweet fruits to eat, tasty water to drink, earth to sleep on, and dirty clothes to wear, then why should we tolerate the insubordinate behavior of the wicked people who are mad in the passion of wealth and have confused senses? During pregnancy, one is forced to keep one's body contracted and live amidst impure feces and urine. During youth one experiences the sorrow of separation from one's beloved, and in old age, a despised person remains worried with his head bowed. O people, tell me whether there is any happiness anywhere in this world. Wealth is fickle, life is fickle, and youth are also fickle. In this way, only one absolute remains constant in the movable and immovable world. When will I be able to free the soul bound within the worldly web through the rod of devotion? When the earth burns to ashes, the ocean breaks into pieces, and the sea becomes dry, then what can we say about the body?